Hello everyone and welcome back to the Daily Crypto Market Podcast. It is Monday, July 7th, 2025, and what a way to start the week. Cooper, I'm looking at the charts and my screen is glowing green. Bitcoin is knocking on the door of something big, isn't it? It feels like the entire market is holding its breath.
It certainly does, Murph. Good morning. There's a palpable tension in the air, and for good reason. We're seeing a lot of strength, but we're also running into a very significant historical barrier. But before we dive into the nitty-gritty of what that means, let's get the usual but very important disclaimer out of the way. Nothing we discuss here today is financial advice. We're here to analyze the data and the trends to help you all stay informed, but you should always do your own research and make decisions based on your own personal financial situation. This is purely for educational and informational purposes.
Absolutely. Be smart out there, everyone. Okay, Coop, with that said, let's get to the main event. Bitcoin. Give me the number. Where are we sitting right now?
As of this morning, Bitcoin is trading at $108,370. A monumental price, no doubt about it. And it's reflecting the overall market sentiment, which we're officially classifying as bullish. There's a lot of optimism, a lot of capital flowing in, and the desire to push higher is obvious.
Bullish. I love to hear. At over $108,000, it feels like we should be blasting right through to new all-time highs. So what's the hesitation? Why does it feel like we're hitting a ceiling made of concrete?
That's the perfect way to describe it, because that's exactly what our technical summary is showing. We are right up against a massive wall of resistance, a zone between $109,000 and $110,000. This isn't just a random number, it's a level that has repeatedly capped the upside in the past. And what's more, on-chain data is showing significant whale selling pressure right at this level.
The whales. So the biggest players are taking profit. They're the ones creating that concrete ceiling you're talking about. Is this a new thing, or have we seen this movie before?
We've seen this exact movie before. This pattern of large, long-term holders distributing or selling off portions of their holdings as the price approaches a key psychological and technical barrier is very similar to trends we saw last year. They are not necessarily bearish on the market long-term, but they are de-risking and taking profits at logical points. For smaller investors, it means we have to absorb all of that selling supply before the price can move higher. It's a classic battle between new, bullish momentum and old, profit-taking supply.
That makes a lot of sense. It's not panic, it's just strategy. But there's another piece to this puzzle, isn't there? The macro side. Last week, everyone was talking about potential rate cuts from the Fed, which would be like rocket fuel for assets like crypto. What happened there? The mood seems to have shifted.
It has shifted, and that's a critical point. The big macro event impacting us right now is the non-farm payroll, or NFP data that came out on Friday. To put it simply, the jobs report was much stronger than anyone expected. More people are employed, and the economy looks more robust than forecasted.
And a strong economy is bad for crypto. That seems counterintuitive.
It's one of those good news is bad news situations, at least in the short term. A strong economy means the Federal Reserve has less of a reason to cut interest rates to stimulate growth. In fact, it gives them a reason to keep rates higher for longer to make sure inflation is truly under control. So, those rate cut expectations, which were fueling a lot of the recent optimism, have now softened considerably. The market was front-running a potential rate cut, and now it has to reprice based on this new data.
Got it. So the rocket fuel of a rate cut has been put back in the shed for now. The strong economy reduces recession risk, which is great long-term, but it removes the immediate catalyst the market was hoping for. And that's happening right as we hit this giant whale and festive resistance wall on Bitcoin. The timing is almost poetic.
Exactly. The macro and the technicals have aligned to create this major point of decision for the market. Now, this isn't to say we can't break through. If enough new buy pressure comes in, it can absolutely absorb the whale selling and push us through that $110 K ceiling. But for now, it's a stalemate.
Okay, let's look at the broader market, because it's not just about Bitcoin. Ethereum, for example, feels quiet. Almost strangely so, given Bitcoin's price. What's the story there?
It is surprisingly quiet. Right now, Ethereum is trading at $2,525. And you're right, compared to Bitcoin's aggressive push, ETH is lagging significantly. The ETH/BTC ratio has been trending down, which tells us that for now capital is favoring Bitcoin over Ethereum.
Why do you think that is? Usually, when Bitcoin runs, ETH follows pretty closely behind, or even outperforms.
There are a few potential reasons. First, in moments of uncertainty or when testing major cycle highs, capital tends to consolidate into the safest, most established asset, which is Bitcoin. It's the flight to quality within the crypto space. Second, Ethereum might be lacking a strong, immediate narrative to capture investor imagination right now. The post-merge and post-Denkin upgrade excitement is normalized, and we might be in a waiting period for the next big catalyst, whether that's related to ETS, another upgrade, or a breakout DeFi application. So for now, it's underperforming.
Okay, so ETH is waiting for its moment. But one coin that is definitely not waiting is Solana. It feels like SOL is on an absolute tear. It's completely ignoring the memo about a market slowdown.
That's an understatement. Solana is the clear outperformer among the large caps today. It's trading at $151.09. It's showing incredible relative strength. While Bitcoin is hitting a wall and ETH is lagging, SOL is demonstrating what looks like a genuine decoupling, at least in the short term.
What's driving it? Is it just high beta retail speculation, or is there something more fundamental happening on the Solana network?
I think it's a mix of both. Solana has solidified its position as the primary high-throughput alternative to Ethereum, and its ecosystem has seen a renaissance. We're seeing real activity, from DeFi to DPI into memecoins, that is attracting a sticky user base and developer talent. So there's a strong fundamental wind in its sails. On top of that, yes, it absolutely acts as a high beta play. When the market sentiment is bullish, as it is now, traders who want more bang for their buck often rotate into assets like Solana, hoping to capture amplified returns. It's a powerful combination of fundamental growth and speculative interest.
It really is. It's a standout performer. But there's one other name on my screen that's making a move I did not see coming. Let's talk about XRP. It's been consolidating for what feels like an eternity, but it's suddenly showing a strong pulse.
It certainly is. XRP has had a significant breakout, now trading at $2.24, specifically $2.247. This is a big move for an asset that has been caught in a sideways range for a very long time.
$2.24. That's a huge psychological level. Is this tied to any specific news, or is it just waking up and following the rest of the market?
With XRP, it's often difficult to pinpoint a single catalyst unless there's a major announcement from Ripple or a development in its long-running legal saga. In this case, there isn't one glaring headline. It's more likely a technical breakout. After such a long period of consolidation, pressure builds up. When the price finally breaks above a key resistance level, it tends to trigger a cascade of buy orders from algorithms, breakout traders, and investors who are waiting for a sign of life. It's a textbook example of price action finally catching up to where the rest of the market has been heading. It's playing catch up, but it's doing so very, very aggressively.
So let's tie it all together, Cooper. We have Bitcoin battling a resistance fortress, fortified by whales and a less dovish Fed. We have Ethereum taking a nap. We have Solana running its own marathon. And we have XRP waking up from a long slumber. If you're looking at the week ahead, what is the one thing you are watching most closely? What's the key indicator that will tell us which way the market breaks?
It's all about that $109,000 to $110,000 level for Bitcoin. That is a line in the sand for the entire crypto market this week. There are two simple scenarios I'm watching for. Scenario 1, the bullish case, we see a strong, high-volume push that breaks decisively above $110,000, and more importantly, it holds that level and starts treating it as support. If we see that, it would signal that the market has absorbed the whale selling and is ready for the next leg up towards new all-time highs. That would likely pull Ethereum and the rest of the market up with it.
And the less rosy scenario?
Scenario 2, the bearish or consolidation case, we see a firm rejection from this level. The price tries to break through a few more times and fails, forming something like a double or triple top on the lower timeframes. That would signal that the sellers are in control for now. In that case, I would expect a pullback to retest lower support levels. We could see Bitcoin drift back down towards the low $100 case or even the high $90 case to gather more liquidity before making another attempt. How ETH, SOL, and XRP react in that scenario would be very telling. Solana's relative strength would be put to the ultimate test.
So, the message for today is one of cautious optimism. The sentiment is bullish, but we are at a critical inflection point where the story for the next few weeks could be written. Watch Bitcoin, watch that $110K level and understand the forces at play.
Precisely. Stay level-headed. It's easy to get swept up in the excitement of a $108,000 Bitcoin, but the data is telling us to be patient and watch for confirmation. The market is digesting the new macro reality and fighting a technical battle. The winner of that battle will set the course.
Fantastic analysis as always, Cooper. A huge thank you to everyone for tuning in. We'll be here to track it every step of the way. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you all again tomorrow.
Take care, everyone.